Ridley Scott made his return to science fiction in 2012's Prometheus. It was billed as a return to the Alien universe and a loose prequel of sorts to the original Alien. Many fans, including myself, were divided on this film for a number of reasons. Now, I wanted to make this video to open up a discussion on Prometheus, as now we have the release of its follow-up, Alien Covenant, and a new set of interviews in which Ridley Scott talks openly about the fan response to Prometheus. Minor Alien Covenant spoilers ahead. So there had been various interviews throughout the 5-year development cycle for Covenant where Ridley had said, "The beast is cooked, he's done." Now we fast forward to 2017 and the Xenomorph is back, being front and center in most of the marketing for Alien Covenant. While speaking with Yahoo Movies for Covenant, Ridley Scott said, quote, "What changed was the reaction to Prometheus, which was a pretty good ground zero reaction. It went straight up from there, and we discovered from it that the fans were really frustrated. They wanted to see more of the original monster, and I thought he was definitely cooked with an orange in his mouth. So I thought, wow, okay, I'm wrong. The fans, in a funny kind of way, they're not the final word, but they are the reflection of your doubts about something. And then you realize I was wrong or I was right. And I think that's where it comes in. I think you're not sensible if you don't actually take the fans' reaction into account." So just judging by this interview alone, you can really tell that he took a lot of the complaints regarding the lack of aliens in Prometheus to heart, which made him change direction for Covenant. And I'm kind of surprised honestly by this, because it seems like he tended to ignore a lot of the other actual complaints that I thought structurally were in the film, rather than just the lack of xenomorphs and everything, because that was just a creative decision on the part of himself and the rest of the design team. Now, according to Scott, the studio also made him change certain aspects of Alien Covenant to actually minimize its connection to Prometheus. Originally, the studio didn't want to include the scene with David and the engineers, which was a flashback, but Scott was able to get it into the final cut. Personally, I found a lot of my issues regarding Prometheus were centering around script and editing. And after watching the documentary on the making of the film, it's very apparent that the filmmakers were trying to make the shortest possible cut of the movie, which is kind of strange to me. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but again, it kind of goes back to Ridley Scott having a bunch of different cuts of his film. And this led to certain sequences in Prometheus feeling rushed, or character decisions not making a lot of sense because you didn't have the full scope of things. Now beyond that, I think Prometheus is very impressive on a visual and technical level, and all around I think it's well acted. Now with everything we've seen of Alien Covenant, including those that have actually seen the film, I wanted to ask what everyone actually thinks of this decision to distance the franchise from Prometheus going forward. Personally, I really love the ideas presented in that film regarding creation and the engineers. And even for all of its faults, I was hoping for a sequel to Prometheus that could really expand upon all of this. Even though I was upset with things, I really wanted to see a continuation of David and Shaw's story and their quest for answers. Now, some of these ideas are continued in Alien Covenant, but it doesn't really have the same focus as that first film. Which brings up the question of this video: was Prometheus simply a mistake, or did the fan response from Prometheus end up changing things for the worse? Leave your own thoughts down in the comment section below. I'd love to get a discussion going on this film and the future of the prequel franchise, as we're more than likely going to get at least one more film and possibly more, as Scott has teased in the past. Thanks for watching, my name is Nick, and for more on the Alien and Predator universe, subscribe to the Hybrid Network.